Simplify your life. If you want to become all God's called you to become, you actually have to simplify life, which means you have to cut out the clutter, cut out the unnecessary. I talk to so many people, nobody here, it's everyone that's online. And I ask them, how's your relationship with God going? And everybody tells me the same thing. It could be better. I'm so busy. I know I need a change. Nobody here, but like we're agreeing for everybody else. And we've got these big priorities of things that we know we need to do, but so much of our life is taken up by the unnecessary, where it's full of clutter, and we get to the end of the year and we're crawling towards our December holiday somewhere beautiful in the world, and it's going to change our lives. And then we're going to start the new year off into the bang, and then we're going to end off the next year with crawling again, and we're going to say, I'm burning out, and life's so hard, and life is difficult. And life is hard, and life is difficult. And I don't know about you, but I feel like the pace of life has increased significantly. COVID was like a break. It was a bad break, but it was a break. And now everything's going back. Traffic is back. Everyone's going back to the offices. Right? These things are moving fast, and so easy we can allow clutter to come into our life. And small things that are good, but they're not actually adding anything to your life in God. It's like trying to run a marathon with a huge amount of baggage on your life. It's like with all of your with like, you know, if you go hiking in the mountains for a couple of days, you take a big backpack, and the whole point is like that backpack's supposed to get lighter as you go because you're eating food and it's reducing the weight of the backpack. And that's fine. If you want to hike and you need to survive, take a backpack. Unless you're Bear Grylls, take a backpack. If you're going to run a 100-meter sprint, you're also not carrying anything, right? You're as light as possible. And a marathon is the same way. If you're going to make 40, I'm speaking as if I've run a marathon, but I've never watched a marathon with someone carrying heavy weights on their shoulders. I've never watched a marathon with someone running with their laptop on their, you know, and running with their car payment, or running with their issues of life, running with all the baggage. I've seen people run through the airport like that. But you're not going to finish a marathon running with all the baggage of life. You're going to need to let go of things. Get rid of the things that are unnecessary and that are slowing you down. Simplify your life. Now, that's the dream everybody has. But then you go look at your life and you go, but where? Good luck. Hebrews 12, verse 1. The writer of the Hebrews says, let us strip off anything that slows us down or holds us back, especially those sins that wrap themselves so tightly around our feet and trip us up. And let us run with patience the particular race that God has set before us. I love it how the writer says, strip off anything that is causing you to slow down. Strip off anything that is going to cause you to trip and fall. What is in your life that is actually causing you to trip up in the life that God's called you to? Nothing is as important as this race that you are running. There is no business deal, there is no hobby, there is no dream that is more important than the race you are running in God. Like, God wants you to see your dreams come to pass. Like, He is a good God. If you desire Him, He wants you to have the things that are the desires of your heart. That's true. But we sometimes make our life about these momentary things, these things that are actually going to pass on. We make our lives about them, and they trip us up in the marathon of life we're trying to run. The Bible teaches, let go of those things. If they are tripping you up, if there are sins in your life, if there is hurts, baggage, offenses, if there are things that are holding you back from living your best life in God, get rid of them. And sometimes they have a name. And sometimes they're in your friendship circle. If there are people who are having an ungodly influence on you, it's time to let some things and some people go. Doesn't mean you stop loving people. It just means you stop giving them a voice in your life that ties a shackle around your feet that you can't go anywhere with God. Is this making sense? Is this helping anybody so far? Then it says, run a particular race that God has set for us. You and I have a particular race. You're not called to run my race, and I'm not called to run your race. I can't make you love God more. I can't choose your priorities for you. I can reveal God's priorities for you, but it's up to you. It's up to you to run them. Only you can forgive. Only you can decide what to do with your life. It's your race to run. But have you noticed, if you don't have an agenda for your life, someone else has an agenda for your life. If you don't set the plan and priorities for your life, somebody else is going to set it. Maybe it's your mom or your dad who had a dream that you would become a doctor or a nurse or a pro golfer. I don't know. And if you don't have that plan for your life, then someone else is going to set the plan for your life. But God's going to hold you accountable to your race, not someone else's intentions for your race. And so we have to come back and say, God, what is your plan for my race? Because I can't do God's plan and my plan at the same time. One of those has to win out. And when I choose God's plan for my life, it's a simplified race. It's a race with priorities. When I choose His plan, I get His best for my life. When I choose my plan, I get my best for my life. And my best is significantly worse than God's best. We have a particular race to run. Let go of what's holding you back. Hurts, expectations, all of that. Let it go. No one's going to sing.